All right, we're live. Good morning. Excuse me for clearing my throat there. It is August 23rd, Wednesday. We got a day. Yesterday, I ended a streak of 6 days of winning in a row. That's not to brag. Yesterday, I had a day where I lost 3 trades in a row, ended the day red. As you can see on the daily chart, it's kind of a lower volume day overall. I had difficulty trading it. Some of my ideas were correct. Just my timing and my levels were off. But it's a new day. We get a new opportunity to trade, and that's the beautiful thing about trading. If you can survive your red days, if you can survive your bad days, there's always a chance to come back and do better. If you manage your risk appropriately, you could have a red day and it doesn't impact the greater scheme of things. You don't blow your account. It's just a minor setback for a larger comeback. That being said, though, let's jump into some levels here. Let's look at what we have. First thing that really stood out to me is this level that I'd marked before, this 437.5. Pretty much also the bottom of yesterday's trading day. You can see it was an area that we found resistance multiple times and support once we broke above it. I always mark this 444. Just closing down here. I think it's unlikely that we see 444, but I put that there just in case. We want to look at this swing low. We can also look at this 430-ish area, 429.5. Those are all to the downside. I don't know. I wouldn't expect us to reach that. I'm gonna go with the 435. Reason being, we found support, we broke below, found resistance, broke above, found support. That's usually what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a level where we had found resistance on the way up. Once we broke above it, we came back and retested that area and confirmed it as support. So I'd like to see, that's why 444 is so important. We tested 3 times, or 2 times here, 3 times here, broke above it, found support once, twice, broke below it, found resistance again. Something like that. That's a big indicator that we have a lot of buying and or selling going on at that level. So jump into an hourly chart. Excuse me. Once again, I apologize for clearing my throat. I'm getting over a little bit of a cold from last week. So as we're on the hourly chart here, we can see that 439 has been a pretty key level for support. Broke it below it, then it acts as resistance. Some pre-market activity. Hard to tell on the hourly chart how it reacted on a lower time frame here, but it looks like that we found some support in that area. It looks like we found some resistance in that area. We found support this pre-market, broke below it, and now we're testing that area. In fact, I'm going to move this. I'm going to move this to reflect more accurately levels that we are experiencing in the pre-market today. I think the more recent the level, the more accurate. That's something that kind of bit me yesterday. I'm doing my best here, but that's something that kind of bit me yesterday, was looking at levels from maybe a longer time period than I should have, or from further back, rather than looking at the levels that we were putting in currently. We have the high of the pre-market, we have the low of the pre-market. I will jump in to a 15-minute chart and look at the highs and lows of yesterday's trading session. We are within yesterday's trading range. Generally means a little bit choppy. So we'll see how that plays out. Green level is the high of yesterday. Red is the low of yesterday. All right. I'm gonna excuse myself for 1 second. I'm gonna go blow my nose. But when I come back, I'll finish what I'm doing and starting at levels, start forming a game plan, and yeah. So I'll be back in just a minute. Thank you for your patience. I'm back. I had just finished out marking the high and lows of yesterday's trading session, the high and the lows of the pre-market. And then this pre-market level here that you can see how we're reacting to that. Broke above it, found support, broke below it. Appears we're rejecting off of it currently. So what I am considering, we are in yesterday's trading range. Generally would mean a choppier day. Could we have a nice trading day? Nice price action, nice trend? Yes. But it is less likely. I am going to check the economic news calendar because I do believe we have some news coming out for today. Today's Wednesday, the 23rd. We have S&P Flash U.S. Services PMI, S&P Flash U.S. Manufacturing PMI, both of those coming out at 9:45 Eastern Time, so 15 minutes after open. Then we have new home sales for July coming out at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, so 30 minutes after market open. Not so sure how that will affect things. I'm not going to trade the opening candle today as I did yesterday. So with that being said, we'll see. We'll look for some trades. We'll look for some setups. We'll try to be patient. Watch how price is reacting to key levels, and that's about all we can do. Is if we're clearing levels to the upside, we're looking to go with the trend. If we're failing levels and rejecting to the downside, we're gonna try to go with that trend. So we'll see what they give us. I'm gonna set up my trading situation here. My trading view. I'm not sure the correct way to refer to this. As you can see, we're kind of having struggle breaking above this pre-market levels, 439.2. So it'll be interesting to see how we react to that. In terms of calls, this is all temporary. We can adjust this as we see where we're heading. I'll put up a 440 call, and I do believe I selected same day expiration. I don't want to do that. 440 for tomorrow. Say 438 for puts. Alrighty. So it looks like we're opening up pretty strong off the open. We opened at that level that we were struggling to break above, and we were pushing up to test the pre-market high, presumably. We'll see if we get there. You know what I forgot? I forgot my tunes. Something felt a little off, and that was it. I don't know if I can play like actual music and not get my shit shut down. I think I have to play like royalty free stuff. If anybody knows better about that, let me know, please. Because I am limited in what I can play with that restriction. I don't mind the lo-fi, but I'm pretty sure it cycles through the same like 10 songs. Alrighty. As I was saying at the beginning of the day, or not very long ago, if we are inside both our pre-market high and low and yesterday's high and low, we're kind of like in a double range here. If we can't break out of the pre-market range and or yesterday's trading range, we might be in for a little bit of chop here. But nevertheless, there should be some opportunities. We can usually find at least one good trade, regardless of the price action. Sometimes there's nothing, but all you need is one. This might be one of those days where we need to wait a while to let something form in terms of either a double top or a lower set of highs or a higher set of lows. We opened up right above this level from the pre-market, pushed up, and now we're kind of pulling back. I think it's just going to be a game of patience to see if we put in, you know, lower highs and lower lows, or higher highs, higher lows. See if we can't get a trend forming, or at least a range that we're trading in. See if we can't establish a range and trade that range. But like I said, with us opening within the pre-market highs and lows, within yesterday's highs and lows, good chance we experience some chop here. I realize I'm in the wrong count. I'll switch that over. I do that too often. So finish that candle, open up the next one looking pretty strong. We'll see if we can continue that momentum. Nvidia had a little bit of a pullback. I think it hit an all-time high yesterday, which is pretty crazy. They report earnings after today, I believe. So once again, kind of struggling to push higher. Still got plenty of time on this candle, so we'll see. We are coming up, approaching that high of the day that we've set. Not quite reaching it. The high of the day currently is at 439.82. We got about 2.5 minutes left in the current candle. This might be a bit of a slower day. We'll see. Hopefully not. Hopefully get a beautiful trade set up and we're able to execute. Don't want to cross my fingers too much. One thing to consider though is we did have that news coming out within 15 and 30 minutes respectively of the open, so I'm not sure how much of an impact that will play. So we'll see. We'll see what we get here. Pushing up again. See if we can set a new high. Looks like we're struggling to do so. We got about a minute left in this candle. Unable to set a new high. It looks like we are experiencing a bit of selling in this area. It looks like the selling pressure is preventing us from really pushing higher. We also have this area that was resistance that we've broken above become support. You can see in the pre-market we broke above it, acted as support numerous times, broke below it, acted as resistance. Now we're back above it. So if we do fall, that's the first level we'd have to clear. If we clear that, you could potentially see some support at the 439 just because it's a whole number. We have some pre-market activity around there. But if we clear those, we'd see a move down to the pre-market low, which would be 437 or 438 rather. Right now we're getting some pretty minuscule price action, pretty choppy. but that is not too much of a surprise as we are within yesterday's range, within the pre-market range. So here we get a little bit of a sell-off. We'll see if we can break this support that we've been holding, this opening price that we kind of opened right at 439.2. Sometimes these news pretty funny. 150-year-old opioid drug maker. He's been making opiates for 150 years. They filed for bankruptcy for a second time. Damn. Opioids aren't doing so hot. That's surprising. Inflation hits hard, you know. Can't even buy your opiates. Yeah, kind of abysmal price action here. Nothing to do. You don't want to try to trade anything like this, and I hope nobody does. So far that 439.2 is holding as a support. We haven't broken below that. We wicked below it on the opening candle. Yeah, hopefully we're getting this chop because there is some news coming out. I'm hoping. Can't say for certain, but ideally we get some volume and some more actionable movements in the market soon. Because if it does this, there's nothing to do. So overall, pretty boring day if we get this sort of price action. Trying to have a bounce back. Yesterday I took a couple losses, all of them being pretty small. If I get one regular sized win, it would wipe out that entire day of losses yesterday. So that's one thing that I've been really working on, is the kind of mental side of trading. Not over trading, not going into tilt and trying to revenge trade. And yesterday I was proud that I probably took one or two trades that were not the greatest setups, so I still made some mistakes, but I did follow my stop loss, which prevented large losses. I didn't scale up and try to make it back, which prevented large losses. And I quit after I took 3 losing trades. I stepped away and didn't trade anymore. So really just trying to treat this more like a business than gambling or a hobby. Trying to use good risk management, manage my money well. The plan is to become financially independent, is to be a full-time day trader, but I don't expect that anytime soon. But I do expect to lay the groundwork, the foundation now, instill the good habits and practices, so that over time I can scale up and continue to improve. But that's where we're at. We're looking to bounce back from yesterday. With that being said, though, we're going to be patient. We're not going to trade unless we have a good setup. So hopefully that delivers. So that's the last candle before we get the manufacturing PMI coming out. We'll see if that has any impact on more volume coming in. You can see the volume's pretty low and falling pretty quickly. So here's some volume coming in. We're pushing up. It looks like we might have some more participants in the market now. Should be great. But we have actually set a new high. So yeah, we're getting some volume. We're getting some more price action coming in. That's beautiful. First 15 minutes were a little stagnant there. But we have officially set a new high, and we may continue to do so. Comparatively, we have a lot more volume coming in. This has only not even been quite a minute yet, so it's good to see. In another 15 minutes, we have what did I say it was? Home sales, existing home sales for the month of July, or new home sales for the month of July. So not sure how much of an impact that will have, but it may. Big volume spike, big drop. There's definitely a bit of a battle here. That was right at that 440 level, which is something to make note of. I'm gonna sneeze, excuse me for a second. As I was saying, that 440 level, that's a whole number. Usually those big whole numbers like that, there are buy and or sell orders placed at those levels. So it's not too uncommon to see a big reaction like that when we get to one of those. We have pushed above it though, and we're continuing to push up, so this is a really strong candle. Got 2 minutes left on this one as well. Really what I'm looking for is these kind of swing highs and lows. Can we clear these lows? Well, we've found support here and we're moving up towards this swing high. What happens at this swing high? Do we break above it? If so, we could probably see a reasonable expectation to test this high of yesterday. Do we reject? If so, we'll probably find support somewhere that we found support before. You know, potentially at 440, potentially down here at 439.6. So, higher time frame. Look at these price swings, areas that we've bounced or rejected off of. Watch during the day, see how we react. As of now, we're still kind of sitting around that 440 level. A lot of volume in on this candle. It looks like people were just waiting that first 15 minutes to participate in this market. But that gives me hope that we might have the volume and the price action to capture a good trade today. If we fail to close above 440, we could see a potential pullback here. Would not surprise me to see us pull back into this zone again. A lot of volume coming in at the end of this candle here. A lot of volume coming in. We opened kind of retesting that 440 area. Try to push up above it again. based on price action and volume alone, I'd be interested in taking a put at this 440 level. It's not a level that I have marked out, but it is an area that we had some price action around in the pre-market. It is a whole number. And just looking at our response to it so far, I am kind of interested in it. It's also kind of like the high of 2 days ago, Monday. We're pushing up, looking like we might test that high of day. Still showing some strength here. So I'm interested to see how this candle closes. If we finish to close above 440 again, so there you see it, I might try to take this put. See volume coming in, you see us get pushed down. So it looks like we're getting that rejection now. I'd expect us to find support down at 439.5 or this 439.2. So far we have the, whoops, let me add another. I need to use a, I'm gonna use that nice lavender. That's the high of the day. I will look to keep track of highs and lows throughout the trading session. We're pushing up, testing that area again. Showing a pretty strong response. Getting close to touching that high. Broke above the high. This will get removed as it is no longer the high of the day. We'll adjust that accordingly. Well, I'm glad I didn't try to take a put there. That's why discipline beats out, you know, I didn't have that level marked. That wasn't an area I was watching. I saw price reacting in that area. It tempted me, it made me curious about taking a position, but I did not. And I'm glad I didn't. Because this response is pretty impressive. Pushing up to test that pre-market high. Pull up those 440 puts. In the case that we get a rejection, we would at least expect to clear down to 440, which would be a nice move. We'll see though. Don't jump into anything without confirmation. At least wait for a candle close or some sort of confirmation that we are seeing what we want. And confirmation doesn't mean that it's going to work out. Anything can happen, but it gives you a higher probability when you see it fail to close at a level. Two minutes left in this candle. See if we tap that pre-market high. Looks like we will. So just about got there. Some nice volume coming in on this. Still over a minute, about a minute and a half to go here. $30 seconds left. Looks like we'll close below the pre-market high. We just about tested it. I'd expect on the subsequent candle to get a retest, unless we start selling off here. So opened up a little higher. Looks like we might get a retest up there. If I can get a good fill, I'd be curious on taking a put here. with the target of at least 440, if not this 439.7, kind of where we stopped before. We might get the reversal before I get a good position, which is all right. So we'll take a position here. That fill kind of did me dirty, but it's not too bad. We're looking at least to hit 440. A larger target would be this area that we bounced from before down here. Stop is if we break above this yellow line. Kind of a quick scalp, counter to the trend. So potentially a little risky here. So here we're getting the test of the pre-market high. So we got to break above it. Pulling back a little bit. I'll give this a little room to work. So we're kind of getting a mixed bag here. We're getting some volume coming in on the push up. We're getting some volume coming in as we get rejected off that level. But definitely a level of interest. We'll see if we get a pullback here. We've shown a lot of strength to the upside, so this might not have been the greatest position to take. Like I said, it's counter to the trend. I'm trying to trade pullback when we're trending up. Maybe not the smartest idea. We're seeing some volume coming in here. About 40 seconds left in this candle. So we might close above. We'll see if we don't get a pullback here. We did close below it. We opened kind of right at that level. kind of an interesting situation here. We'll see how this reacts. If we show strength, I'm out. If we look like we might get a little bit of a pullback, then obviously we're staying it. But not too much confidence to the downside right now. It doesn't look like we're having too much luck or strength to the downside. It looks like we're pretty bullish. But we are kind of struggling right at that level, so we'll see. All right, that's an early loss on the day. Like I said, I was trading against the trend. That's probably not the wisest idea. I should have bought 440 calls off the open and just held them. $100 gain. That's pretty wild. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we've broken above the pre-market high. We have yesterday's high of day. So we'll see if we can't continue this move upwards, and then we'll target a pullback and try to trade with the trend as opposed to against it. We are showing a little bit of resistance in this area though. Still 2 minutes left in this candle, so we'll see how we close there. If we show weakness here, I might try to re-enter that same trade, even though it stopped me out. Things have to line up. I'd want to get a good entry. I'd want to see us push down and close below this level. There's potential for that to play out. Pretty high volume on this move up. Does show that there's some strength, some momentum to this move. So we did break above this pre-market high. We are retesting it. Normally this would be a decent trade to take to the upside, continue with this move up. We do have Friday's high of day only 40 or so, 50 cents above. It's a pretty small move to capture. Doesn't mean it can't work out. Something that makes me a little hesitant to take that move with a potential resistance so close above us. It's looking like we're not come up to that and test yesterday's high day at that 441.1. I would expect a pullback. You see the bodies are kind of getting smaller on these candles. Volume is dropping as we push up. We haven't really had a healthy pullback, so I'd be surprised if we didn't get one.
already have some pretty high volume coming in. There we go. So I did expect a pullback. We'll see if we keep support at this pre-market high. I wouldn't be surprised if we dipped a little below it and then closed above it. But look at the volume already coming in on this candle compared to the previous. It's only been 2.5 minutes. We're already surpassed it, so. Excuse me. Like I said, I'm recovering from a cold, so I apologize. So a little less than a minute. It's been a pretty interesting candle. We had this huge surge in volume. We pushed down, tested this level, and we've just kind of been hanging out right at the bottom. So far, 440.68 is holding as support. We'll see how this candle closes, but this could be an opportunity to continue the move upwards. Only concern is that this red candle has more volume than pretty much all the green candles before it. So seeing that much volume accompany a red candle makes me a little hesitant to continue this move up, but we are finding support. This still could be very valid. Looks like we're going to retest this level again. Below that level, we've officially broken that support. If we do wick below and hold this level, then that's a good confirmation for calls, targeting 441 calls, targeting a break above this, and hopefully continuation up to 442 would be the ideal. I'm going to take a position here. For a call. I'd love to see a break of the current high slash this pre-market, or excuse me, yesterday's high of day. If we can break above that, I see a lot of room to run up to 442 potentially. So a little less than a minute left on this candle here. My stop is if we break below this area of support that we found here at 440.5. We've found support twice there. It's the low of this wick. If we break down and break below that, I can see us breaking further from there, and that would be my key to get out of the trade. My target is very tentatively this Friday high of day, or why did I say Friday? Yesterday, Tuesday's high of day. But I think if we hit this and break above it, then we could have a lot of momentum, especially the volume coming in. We could propel ourselves up closer to 442, in which case I would try to hold until I see any sort of reason to not. If we do break above this Tuesday's high of day and set a new high for the day, I should be in profits, at which point I'm really just looking to secure a nice trade at that situation. So we'll see if we can break above this high. Looks like we're going up to test it. See if we can push on through that. Having a little bit of a struggle here. We tested that high of Tuesday at 441.18 pretty much to the cent, and did not break above it. We're still holding strong. I'd like to see a surge in volume accompany a push up above that level, as that would signal some strength, and a move upwards would be continued, ideally. This is one of the reasons why I was a little hesitant to take a call at this level, because we had a potential resistance right here. So it is a kind of a something to note. So we are rejecting off that level a little bit. Almost creating like a bull flag, in which case it might have been better to wait for a breakout to take this trade. A little less than a minute, quite a bit lower volume on this candle compared to the previous, which is good. If I have some selling, I want to see low volume on that selling to indicate that the buying pressure is higher than the selling. Ideally, that's what that indicates. We could still reject off here and fall. There's no reason we couldn't. But I'm still in this. Plan of action still the same. We're looking for a break above this high. Stop below this level here. So hopefully we can get a show some strength here at the end of this candle, and on the subsequent push up and continue to move upwards. That'd be best case scenario for me. So we're starting off green here. Looks like we're pushing up. Hopefully we get to retest and break above that high. We already have a surge in volume coming in, just right off the open, which is convincing, or I guess comforting would be a better word. Kind of struggling to hold that 441 price. Here we're getting a little bit of a push. We'll see if we can't break that high of day. All we need is a break. I think if we get a break of this level, we're gonna really fly. So hopefully we can get that. If we struggle to break this level, then I might just trim and get out with what I have. I'm willing to give this some room to work here. We already have almost matching volume on the previous candle, which is good. It shows that there appears to be more buying pressure than selling, which is a positive here. We just really need to break this level. If we can break that, we have room to run. But that's our biggest obstacle as of yet. So we're definitely struggling at this level. Not really what I want to see. Still holding on though. Still believe that we could get that push. But yeah, you see us get pushed down when we try to approach that level. That's not ideal. Not a great signal. Hoping that we can close this candle strong. Continue that move with the next. So here you go. A little bit of a push up. We're opening towards the top of that range. We'll see if we can't break above it finally. Looking on the higher time frame doesn't look too hot for us. Certainly could. I mean, this could be bullish in terms of like a healthy pullback if we could get a continuation upwards. But it looks like we're gonna potentially sell off here. We really need some strength to show up. Yeah, I'm really not loving the way that this is moving. It's kind of frustrating. See if we can't hold this level. Approaching that pre-market high. It's acted as support before. We're hoping that it holds. Not great sign for me though. Looks like on the higher time frame too, it looks like we possibly could get a sell-off. Really hoping that that's not the case. I'd love for us to continue this move up and break out. Kind of a common theme, we do have lower volume on this red candle, so if I'm to find any comfort, I guess I can find comfort in that. But the failure to break this high, you know, on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tests or so is a little bit concerning. I really would like to see this hold and break out of this range to the upside. But anything can happen. We just have to follow our rules, trust our system, and hope it works out. I was a little nervous about taking this call for that exact reason. Now we're kind of seeing why. It is pushing below that support a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna need some serious strength to see this turn around. Really doesn't look great on the 15-minute chart. It could just be a healthy pullback, a little bull flag, you know. But that's assuming that this support does hold. Which it is up until this point, which is nice. We would like to see this bull flag break to the upside. If we could have a breakout and continuation up, that'd be fantastic. But we're gonna need to see some strength. So getting a little bit of a push up here. Like I've been saying, I'm a little bit of a broken record, but if we could break out of this range to the upside, I think we have a lot of room to run. Looks like we're gonna retest that area again on this candle. Good sign so far. We would need to push up above this. We've kind of tested that high how many times now? Like 6. So it's kind of a make or break if we really need to break out of that if we're going to continue to move upward. Otherwise, that's just showing us really strong resistance. So. Retesting that high of day right now, and Tuesday's high of day. Oh, we're at it. If we can break out, there we go. So there we go. That's all we needed. At this point, I'd love to target 442. We got a lot of volume. We got to break out on that kind of flag that we were forming. I think 442 could be the next stop. Got some volume in as we push down a little bit there. But the momentum is clearly to the upside. We have cleared the pre-market high and the high of yesterday's trading range. So really looking to continue that momentum upwards. Still got about a minute left in this candle as well. Really looking for us to break that high. Looks like we're kind of having to struggle to do so. Still 2 minutes left in this candle. I'd really love to see strong continuation up to 442. If we look like we're slowing down on the move upwards, I might just take my profits and be done with it, as I'm already in a nice profit in this move, even after taking a loss on my opening trade of the day. But we've broken that high. We were pushing a little higher. Yeah. Pretty low volume on this candle, though. We have about a minute left. We are still moving up, which is good. There we see some movement with some accompanying volume. We're pushing up towards that 442 area. And I'm going to sell and take that profit as we approach that area. That was an excellent trade. Profit on the day, $40. Let's go. That's one of my biggest wins. Yeah, that worked out really well. A little bit of a gamble, but we took a trade with the trend. So we learned our lesson a little bit. I tried to trade against the trend, took a little loss. We found strong support in here. Decided we were going to go with it, take it long, knowing that if we could break above this range that we'd struggled to, that we'd have a strong move up. That's exactly what happened. Yeah, I figured we could hit 442. We got pretty darn close, within 10 cents or so. That's where I took my profit. Not to say that we can't make a move higher. We may continue to push higher. This trade may continue to provide great results, but after taking a couple losses yesterday and taking an initial loss today, I am very happy to report that I bounced back and I made enough profit to completely clear out yesterday's losses and some. So keep your losses small, keep your wins big. That's what we learned, baby. Stick to your plan. I was a little bit hesitant. I was thinking about maybe trimming out of this position in here because we were showing an inability to break above. But I stayed true to my plan, saying that this was my stop loss if we broke this level here, which we didn't. We never actually came too close to it. This was the closest here, but that was on super low volume, which gave me some confidence to stay in this trade. That being said, though, once we broke out, we ran, and we pretty much came almost all the way up to this level without any hesitancy. So volume is dropping on this move. I wouldn't be surprised to see a bit of a pullback before continuation. I got out here because I was happy with my profit. Sometimes you
you can't wait to your exact level. You know, if you're 10 cents away, sometimes it's better just to take it and capture that move. With that being said, I will post a review, and it looks like we might hit 442 right here. With that being said, though, I will post a recap of the trade that I took, the 2 trades that I took today, how they worked out, why I was targeting what I was targeting, why I took, what I was thinking. In no means am I a master or a professional. I'm just trying to learn and share that journey with everyone. So, wow, looks like we are going to hit that 442 here. We're getting close. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Anyways, I'm happy. Was able to bounce back from yesterday. Like I said, first losing day in over a week. But we're back. We're back on the right side of things. And we will continue to try to keep that trend going. So if you've stuck with me, if you're here listening, I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out. It means the world to me. Like I said, I'll post a recap of the trade this evening. And as always, I'm here Monday through Friday. However, Friday and Monday, I will most likely be out. I am traveling for a wedding. So I will most likely not be trading or making videos on Friday and Monday. So just something to keep in mind. All in all, great day. I hope you all have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you.